Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Ukraine has begun using long-range ballistic missiles secretly provided by the US against invading Russian forces, according to American officials. The weapons were part of a $300 million aid package approved by US President Joe Biden in March and arrived this month. They have already been used at least once to strike Russian targets in occupied Crimea. The US previously supplied Ukraine with a mid-range version of the Army tactical missile systems, but had been reluctant to send anything more powerful, partly over concerns about compromising US military readiness. However, Mr. Biden is said to have secretly given the green light to send the long-range system, which can fire missiles distances of up to 300 kilometers, in February.
We've already sent some. We will send more now that we have additional both authority and money. I'm not going to get into specific numbers for operational reasons. I believe they will make a difference, but as I've said before at this podium, and as you've heard from Secretary Austin, the chairman, and other senior military officials, there is no silver bullet in this conflict. One capability is not going to be the ultimate solution. It is an amalgam of capabilities that come together and combined with the bravery and skill of Ukraine's fighters that's going to make the difference in this conflict.
The news comes as Joe Biden signed a hard-fought foreign aid bill into law, saying the US would send fresh weapons and equipment to Ukraine immediately. He spoke a day after the US Senate approved the aid package following months of gridlock. Included in the package is $61 billion in military aid for Ukraine. It passed the Senate in a bipartisan vote of 79 to 18. The foreign aid package passed on Tuesday also allocates $17 billion to Israel, as well as $9 billion for civilians suffering in conflict zones around the world, including Palestinians in Gaza.
And it's an investment in our own security, because when our allies are stronger, and I want to make this point again and again, when our allies are stronger, we are stronger. I'm grateful to all those in Congress, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, who voted for this bill.
Russia has vetoed a resolution at the UN Security Council calling on all countries to prevent an arms race in outer space.
Will those in favour of the draft resolution please raise their hand?
The draft resolution put forward by the US and Japan sought to reaffirm a principle already set out in the 1967 Outer Space Treaty. The US has warned that Russia is believed to be developing a space-based anti-satellite nuclear weapon. Russia said it was firmly committed to the existing treaty. Human Rights Watch says more than 220 civilians, including at least 56 children, were massacred by Burkina Faso's military in a single day this year. In the attacks on the 25th of February, the army killed 179 people in Soro village and 44 others in the northern Nordin village, an HRW investigation has found. HRW termed the mass killings among the worst army abuse incidents in the country in nearly a decade. Burkinabe authorities have not commented on the report. Searing heat has forced 33 million children out of schools in Bangladesh as temperatures in parts of the country soared past 42 degrees Celsius. Schools and colleges will be shut until at least the 27th of April. This is the second year in a row that authorities made such a move due to extreme weather. It follows school closures in the Philippines and India as a persistent heat wave sweeps across Asia. A Slovakian MEP has raised eyebrows by producing a live bird from a bag and releasing it into the European Parliament in what he said was a gesture of world peace. He said he wished the whole world, the Russians and the Ukrainians, peace before, to the bafflement of other MEPs, reaching into his bag and releasing a dove into the chamber. As the bird flapped around the room, another colleague asked him, "Can you catch it as well?" And the Windmill on top of the world-famous Moulin Rouge Cabaret Club in Paris has lost its sails. The blades fell onto the street below in the early hours of the morning. The cause of the collapse isn't clear. Police say there were no injuries. The first 3 letters of the Moulin Rouge sign have also fallen off. The club has been a fixture of the Parisian nightlife since its opening in 1889 and is known as the birthplace of the can-can dance. The incident comes just months before the French capital hosts the Olympics. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.